other pain than for real, like being in the middle of a hair appointment and then not liking how your hairstyle is actually turning out to be.
Two types of people who will either say something or not say something. She will say something. I will not say something. Welcome back, everybody, to the Black Girl Flow podcast channel. We're so excited to bring this like very interactive visual component to our podcast. If you don't already listen, Black Girl Flow podcast on all platforms. Liv and I co-host the incredible space where we're really having raw, authentic conversations about life, love, and identity, and really thinking about how we can live the best, most aligned, holistic lifestyle that we can while also keeping our swag. Okay.
No, actually, though, this is super exciting because we've been thinking about how we can be more interactive with you all and showcase a visual element. So this is like bonkers. This is bonkers. And so we thought, what better way to really make this like community understand who we are than by starting off a segment called our weekly L's, because best believe
we take them.
We take them all the time. I mean, I think my middle name is Olivia L. Actually, the L in Livy stands for L because I take so many, but I think the beauty of it is learning how to move past them and take them in stride, because that's when you really like.
And this will be pulling back the curtain of, like, we talk about so many incredible things that we're learning on the podcast, and we talk to so many incredible guests who help us think about new things in the wellness space. But this is really like pulling back the curtain so y'all can see how we still manage a very chaotic life in our 20s and do not have the answers 99% of the time, but we want to kind of bring y'all along in how we make sense of our day-to-day lives, and trust and believe we do it in two very different ways.
Oh my gosh.
So between the two of us, I bet you'll be able to resonate in some capacity. So I'm really hyped for this. Even when Liv was like, let's do a weekly L series, I was like, I don't take L's. I turn my L's into W's. She was like, wrong, tomato,
wrong.
tomatoes. So I've really been thinking for y'all. I still take them. I just,
it looks so different. Mine are so raw.
I get the visual of when you drag something into your trash on your desktop and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like
No, for sure. So I guess I will kick us off on our weekly L's.
There's so many to choose from.
There's literally so many to choose from. Okay, so at the beginning of the week, my first L was actually with my hair, because every Black woman knows that there's just it feels different when you take L's with your hair, because it's like, dang, I've been looking forward to this appointment, and
it's worse than Mercury being in retrograde. I'm not even gonna front.
No, actually, because
that
it's
will
like,
set you back.
It's like, well, what am I supposed to do with my life now? Like, I already had how I was gonna pose on Instagram figured out, but let me just break it down for y'all. Okay, so I have been really trying to find a loctician since moving to North Carolina. That's been like one of my top priorities. I've already gone through one. So I had found another one that I really liked. She was close to where we live. And so I was like, okay, bet. If y'all don't know from listening to the podcast, I actually don't have a car. So the closer something is in proximity to me is like, so I was like, oh my God, she's a 30-minute walk away. Let me just like schedule an appointment with her. Me and her were going back and forth. We had decided on a specific day and time.
We've all been there. We've all been there. We've talked. We've been corresponding with the stylist.
I talked to her the day beforehand to just make sure everything was good and that she could schedule me. I walk out there 30 minutes. I text her, I'm here. And she says,
on a Saturday, 10 a.m. on a Saturday.
I text her and I'm like, hey, I'm here. She's like, oh, I'm actually having car troubles. I'm not able to service you right now. So that's how I started off the week. I was like, okay, this is perfect. Like I love when people cancel on me. So keep in mind, I had to send her a $15 deposit, and it just sucks because it's like,
give me my money back.
No, literally, because it's like, yo, if I didn't show up to you, I wouldn't get my deposit back. But since you didn't show up for me, I just get to ask like, hey, like, can I please have my deposit? And you have to give it to me because you literally didn't service me. But that's neither here nor there. Like, these hairstylists are actually out of control when it comes to all of the rules that they have us follow. And then them not following any of them.
And then you got it technically easy because you got locks too.
Exactly.
Like that, you're not even getting all the come with long hair, extra $10.
She's just lucky because I did not have a vacation planned. It's worse when you have a vacation plan and you're like, okay, you're canceling on me the day of, and I have some priorities I have to handle.
So was that your only L for the week?
No, that's just the first L. That's the first L. I'm gonna bounce it to you because I've got so many. We'd be here all day.
I know. So, but you have a good one. There's one that I'm really excited about. But no, mine was also a little bit of a hair journey. Because, and I have to preface this with like, I love my stylist. Yeah. Like, absolutely love her.
Shout out to her.
I'm like, when you just found a real one and you're like, protect them at all costs, gatekeep the hell out of them. Like, I'm not telling any of y'all. You probably know, she's just popping. Either way, I'm so happy. Got a curly cut, obsessed, like made sure my hair was healthy. And I've always really wanted to dye my hair. Yeah. I say this because I tell Liv all the time, I'm like, I'm going to go blonde. And she's like, you're capped. Like, you're straight.
She's been saying the same thing for the past 4 years. Like, I'm going to dye my hair blonde.
It's true. But I got blonde braids a couple of times and I was like, I could definitely pull off the aesthetic. So I was like, I'm committing. I'm just, once you have that trust built, it's like, cool, here's my life in your hands. Like, I have absolutely no idea what to ask for. We all know I feel like Black girls have been conditioned to like, your mother just looks at you in the eyes like, don't you dare dye your hair. That's like the thing. Yeah. So either way, I'm like, I definitely want to go blonde. What I want to do is going to take a couple of sessions, but I'm like, it's fine. And I'm like coaching myself that I know it's going to be a process and it's going to be a shock. Y'all know when you just have that out-of-body experience where you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I love that I did this, but I hate that I did this.
She came home yesterday and she was like, I just don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. And as y'all can see, it looks good. But she was like, no, like, I just literally, I'm going to hide for the next 8 weeks. And I was like, you're being dramatic. And she was like, I just need a moment, please.
I did need a moment because I just didn't know how to feel. And it's crazy because my stylist was like, it's a change. Like, it's going to be a big change. And it's almost like she knew because I was like, yeah. I know.
She was like, I done seen too many of you come in and out of here. Not knowing what to expect.
Y'all, I was the biggest baby about this. I literally went, I cooked myself a Trader Joe's dinner, like full fried rice, like shrimp stir fry, pot stickers. And I went up to my room and I told Livy, I was like, when I come downstairs, I'm going to be over it. I just never came back.
She just never came back downstairs. I came upstairs and your lights were off. I was like, okay, all right, in the morning.
And I literally was like watching Netflix. But I think for me, the L definitely turned into, and I was talking to my stylist about this where I was like, I just feel like, because she's like, why do you want to dye your hair now? And I was like, honestly, like, I've been thinking about it for a really long time, but I'm like, I'm sure if I sat with it for a while, there's so much other change going on in my life. Yeah. I need to do something to reflect that, like, on myself. And so I feel like that was definitely it. And I think I learned and continue to remember about myself, I talk a big game. Yeah. Like, I talk a big game and I make big moves. I make money moves. I back my word up. I'm like, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to do it. I told you I was going to dye my hair and I dyed my hair.
4 years later.
But I was about it. I'm about it. So either way, I'm like, you can.
Dyes hair. Okay. Let me see when you get the tattoo though.
Oh, that's a whole different story.
Okay. All
because
right.
I don't have a vision of what I want for that. But either way, I was like, I'm just constantly reminded of like, you recognize how you manage change and like either poorly manage it or really well. But either way, I love it. Catch me probably even going blonder.
That's not even, this is an example of you turning your L into a W. Exactly. But it was never an L to begin with.
I can't help but not.
This is what I'm saying. It's different for us.
Time out, flag on the play. I'll say this and this only. Nothing's worse than not feeling pretty.
Okay. Yes.
And I don't say that in the like, oh, I'm wearing a cute outfit. Like when you genuinely are like, I can't see past this.
Of course.
And that was the L. But then we really came out of it being like, okay, we're not that low. Because my stylist really would not have done me dirty. And that was like the biggest relief that I was like, that wasn't even it. She wouldn't have had me walking out there looking crazy.
For sure.
She didn't.
There's no other pain than for real, like being in the middle of a hair appointment and then not liking how your hairstyle is actually turning out to be.
There's two types of people who will either say something or not say something. She will say something. I will not say something.
Because I've been in that situation way too many times. I've been in it way too many times. And I'm just like, but hairstylist feels a little different though. Like I'll send my food back. But like hair is like, you've been working on my hair for like 6 hours. Like how can I say something? Like it just doesn't feel appropriate. But I've been, obviously with my locks, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the second L. Okay. So this has to deal with my dating life. Because you literally, all right, if you talk to me for like 2 minutes about my dating life, like you kind of already know that your girl's been in a drought for a minute. I'm very like transparent. Like,
y'all,
I've been in a drought
what
for
a minute
6
really
months.
feels like. Okay.
I hate when people in relationships have so much to say, bro. Okay, anyways. So this has to do with my dating life. I was on Hinge, okay? And this is how you know I'm a little crazy, okay? So I was on Hinge and I saw this guy that I went to school with. I didn't ever talk to him on Hinge. And as I was looking at his profile, you know how you can like connect your social media to your Hinge? Well, you don't know. Okay, so you can connect your social media to your dating app profile.
She acts like I've been out of the game for 12 years.
You can connect your familiar. Yes. And so you connect yours. And I saw that he had connected his Instagram and
she
is
a fiend for going to check somebody's dating profile, Instagram handle.
All of it.
Even though half the time they're private.
Yes, I'm going to check. If you connect your Instagram, but it's different because it's like, okay, he went to school with us, so I can like figure out who follows him and like figure out his at, right? And so I found him on Instagram because of the fact that he was posing with somebody that was so fine in his Instagram. So I was like, oh my God, I need to go find who this guy is. He was literally my type. I sent it to the group chat. I was like, yo, that's my type, baby, my type.
But then Q, the FBI agent that comes out of you, that goes and finds this man.
Yes. So I found him from the guy's profile. And I, of course, shot my shot by liking a couple pictures and following, because that's literally
what
how
we do. That's
when
flirting.
they shoot their shot. I'm letting you, because it's like I'm letting it be known.
We've all been there. I don't care how pretty you are. We've all been there. So I'm like, okay, like whatever. Like I'm just gonna like, and I didn't see a girl on his page, so I was like, okay, bet. So tell me why the next day I see this man post his fiance, like his girlfriend, on his page. Happy birthday to the sweetest girl ever. I'm so my
proud
future
of
baby
you.
mama.
I'm so proud of you. I was like, y'all, this literally cannot be my life. And so I had to unfollow him with the quickness, because I'm not gonna wait around for anything.
I love that you're like, I'm not gonna wait around, when it should be like, I'm not gonna disrespect her like that. And you're like,
I mean, it's not even disrespect, because it's not like I was gonna do anything. Like after I saw that, it's like I really don't even need to see your fine ass on my profile, because like you are someone else's jewel.
Aww.
So I'm just gonna find someone else.
I'll take my business elsewhere.
That was the quickest turnaround I'd ever experienced, though.
Y'all, it was it was really less than 24 hours.
It was like the night of, and then the morning. I was like, oh my gosh. So
it's almost like when you secretly, you're like, okay, thank you, bye. It's like, sorry about that inconvenience.
Yeah, it was like, okay. So I should probably take my likes back too. I should go to his page.
So what do you do with those L's?
I just take that shit to the chin, because really, what else is there to do about it? It's like, all right, another day in my single life. Like, of course, this would happen to me. Like, it's like there's nothing really to be done about it. And at the same time, like, again, this is why it's called weekly L's, because there will always be more L's to be taken. I take L's on a weekly basis. These sorts all the time.
Yeah.
and you like, you're like, yeah.
I really have to think about it, because I think like I take them obviously, but now they're just like the turnaround, the bounce back is so quick because I just cannot stay there.
Yeah. I mean, mine is just, it's like, I'm so used to it happening at this point.
Well, hopefully y'all can share with us in the comments which your weekly L was.
Yeah.
Whether it was dating related, job related, maybe you misspelled that person's name, went ahead and sent that email with no attachment, to the client, whatever it was, drop your weekly L. We're all here to learn to be better, but that starts with being honest with ourselves, and life is just not cute all the time.
No, literally, the way you have to move through your L's, acknowledge it, learn how we can move past it, and we're just moving. We're moving through it. We're moving through it. So please let us know, and let us know if you like this segment, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peace, love, blessings. Bye, y'all.
Guys.